What's up, Blue Jay fans? Robb Scott of the Jay Talking Podcast, back with another game day recap. We're watching the Yankees, Blue Jays, Game 2. I'm going to be honest here. I cut this game off. It's bottom of the 7. Yankees are up 11-4. Judge just hit a home run, 3-1 shot, and that put me to bed because I'm a little bit under the weather, and I'm very tired, and if I watch the end of this game, could go another hour, then it's another hour after that, getting the podcast up. So I didn't want to do it, and I held out faith that the Yankees will hold on to this one. So let's run through some game notes real quick. The Jays did come in on a 3-game win streak, now 9-17 on the season, minus 15 differential, so that's come down a little bit. They're still last in the AL East, 8 back of the leading Baltimore Orioles. Yankees 15-9, 1 back of Baltimore. But they come in with the best differential of all the teams in the East, plus 37, if I can read my chicken scratch properly. And second in the East, yeah. So their offense for the Jays, 25th in MLB at 96 runs. The Yankees are 4th overall in MLB with 129 runs scored. Slash line for the Yankees, 263, 344. 445 for a 789 OPS. Blue Jays still in the dungeon, 233 average, 298 OBP, and a 381 slugging percentage for a 659 OPS. Pitching staffs, though, are a little more evenly matched up, except for the relief corps. The Jays staff overall 13th in MLB with a 4.02 ERA. While the Yankees sit 5th overall with a 3.51 ERA, but the starting staff evens out a little bit more. The Jays are actually much better with a 3.66 ERA, good enough for 8th overall in MLB. And Yankees are 15th overall with a 3.93 ERA. But their relief corps is excellent, 2.66 ERA. You got Betances and Chapman coming in there. That's 4th best in MLB with a 2.66. Sorry, I said that. And 6 for 10 in save situations. The Jays are 6 for 14 in save situations, and the relievers have a 4.60 ERA, good enough or bad enough, however you want to look at it. For 20th overall, we had Matt Latos coming into this game. He's no wins, no losses, and he was very good in his last start. 3.27 ERA on the season, 1.45 WHIP. Does have 7 walks in 11 innings. He does not throw as hard as he used to, but he has a 255 opponent batting average, so that's very solid. Again, though, this is only over 11 innings, so very small sample size. And he's against Masahiro Tanaka, who is 3-1 with a 4.20 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, but he's 3-0 with a 1.61 ERA in his last 3 starts. And in 11 starts against the Blue Jays, he's 6-3 overall. He's always been very tough, very, very tough. So he's tossed 30 innings on the season. He's got 10 walks, 22 Ks, 246 opponent batting average. Some news and notes on the game. So Mark Shapiro had a interview earlier, and he had talked about this team and the situation and what we're going to do about moving forward or not, and we're only about 13-14% away through the season, I believe Buck said. And Shapiro had mentioned that he wants to wait till they're about 25% through the season to make changes, and that's understandable. You don't want to jump too soon, although this team could jump too soon. This team could jump now for sure. I mean, I would assume almost anybody in the Jays fan base is on board with understanding now what's happening. And it's not, well, let's wait till Donaldson and Tulo come back. Because you can make that argument, well, wait till they come back because this team is starting to hit a little bit and then we'll get really good. But the problem is you're still waiting. You still play games until they come back, and those games are not going to have good outcomes. This is not going to be a winning team while we're waiting for those injuries to resolve themselves. We still don't know how long those injuries will take to resolve themselves. They hope by the homestand coming up they will be back, but that's a hope and a guess. That is not definitive. It's not really based on anything that I can find in terms of conclusive injuries healing. And yes, we're there. We're getting there. So there's still a lot of stuff up in the air. Sanchez, I mean, we have no clue how long that's going to take to heal again. So, yes, if all of our team was here now, then we have that chance. But all of our team is not here now, and we are going to lose more games than we're going to win while we're waiting for them. So now we're not just what are they? What's their record? Well, they'll lose this, so 9-18. That's 27 games into the season. So you take another 2 weeks of waiting, maybe. Well, for sure. Now you're another 12 games or so. Now you're 39, 40 games into the season. You're at the 25% point. So, you can understand how it's already reached the point because of these injuries, which are unfortunate. But because of these injuries, we're done. We're done. And I can't imagine 90% of the fan base now isn't feeling that. And I'm sure Shatkins is also feeling that. But they're going to wait. And fair enough. No other teams are probably going to make big trades right now anyway. So fair enough. It's fair enough. They got to wait. And he doesn't believe there's anything in the minor leagues that's worth, that he believes is a better option that's already here on the roster. I tend to agree, but the fuck do I know? I would love to see Rowdy Tellez come up. I know he's hitting about 200 in the minors, and fair enough, but throw him in for a couple weeks. Just get his lips wet a little bit and let him play and see what's up. And then, again, I find it hard to believe you're going to ruin him by doing that. Just give him a taste. Give him a little lick of the ice cream. And if he throws up, then you send him back down. Maybe he likes it and he keeps licking it, and it turns out to be a good thing. We have a position for it. I know we signed Smoke, but Smoke is not our long-term option. So, anyway. That's just my feeling. There was a lot of, the Yankees came in with Yankee Stadium in itself. Sorry, just jumping back into the notes. Yankee Stadium in itself is a launching pad, as we know, and they are giving up the most home runs this season at 3.31. That's the most in the majors, averaging. And that played out in this game. There was a lot of bombs hit. Matt Latos was awful. He gave up 7 runs in 4 innings, 10 hits. 1 walk, 5 Ks, 4 home runs. He now has a 6.60 ERA, 1.80 whip. Jason Grilli, what are we going to say about him? He's 40. You can fall off the table very, very, very quickly. Certainly at that age. And maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. He says he's still averaging more than a K an inning. So the velocity seems to be okay. He's never been a real control artist. He's walking 6 and 8 2/3. But his numbers are ugly. 10.38 ERA, 1.96 whip. Gave up 3 more runs without registering an inning. That's an 8 2/3 this year. He was pounded. That was the home run by Aaron Judge. So he's a problem. So let's quickly just recap what up until the 7th, what the Yankees hitters did. Brett Gardner, 3 for 5, 3 runs, 3 ribbies, 2 home runs for him. Aaron Judge had 2 home runs with 4 ribbies, 3 runs. Aaron Hicks had a home run. Matt Holliday, 3 for 4 with a rib. Chris Carter, 1 for 3, 2 runs and a walk. Jay's offense up until this point. Kevin Pillar, 2 for 4. Steve Pearce, 2 home runs, his first 2 for the Jays. And Devin Travis, 2 for 3, 2 runs. And he seems like he's been hitting up, but he's still heating up, but he's still hitting $1.67. Masahiro Tanaka. I don't know why I have to say that as a Japanese man, but I am. He went to 4-1. He got the win, 6 1/3. He wasn't super duper. 8 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 4 Ks. He gave up a couple bombs himself. So in total there was 5, 6, 7, 8 home runs given up in this game by Yankees and the Blue Jays pitchers. Do I have that right? Maybe that 1 is a 0. Again, my eyes are not good. So 7 at least home runs given up in this game. So the Blue Jays lose, but the good news, even though this was a stinker, the Blue Jays are back at it tomorrow with Marcus Stroman on the hill against CC Sabathia. So we actually have a chance to still win this series, and I think a better than average chance to win this series. So that we can end on a good note despite this terrible game, the terrible score. Magically, maybe the Blue Jays will come back after I record this and I'll look like an idiot, but so what? So the Jays tomorrow, 9-18. This is assuming they lose against the Yankees, 16-9. That's an 8 o'clock Atlantic start, 7:05 Eastern, 8:35 Newfie time. Stroman, 2-2, 2.97 ERA against CC Sabathia, who's 2-1 with a 4.34 ERA. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Remember to subscribe. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell all your friends and your cousins and all those people and all the hillbillies you hang out with and all the racists and all those ugly people that you don't like. Tell them all that about this podcast and ask them to subscribe, all right? Thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow.